What did you do this weekend? This must be what it felt like. Maybe like as like a teenager that I never had.
Yeah, I would say the first half of this game, Pulse were delivering. But the Finn and Huckle kind of collaboration on Kelly was unbelievable.
If every week was like this, the Super League would be insane. Right, welcome to Season 1, Episode 17.
17.
The Grand Final Debrief.
Yeah.
Of longer than 3 seconds.
I'm Rosie.
And I'm Ali.
Welcome back, guys.
I think we should do every episode in themed bucket hats if we get the other 6 that we're missing.
For those audio listeners, which most of you are, I'm sat here wearing a Pulse bucket hat and Ali has got her Manchester Thunder bucket hat on.
I will say Thunder may have won the Grand Final, but I think they've also won the bucket hat game. This is far more... There's a lot going on.
There's so much going on. It's very uncool,
very jazzy.
Which I think makes it cool.
I think a bucket hat wins on how uncool it is.
I agree, yeah.
I 100% think the more uncool, the better.
But I think I could actually style this. I could actually wear this.
Yeah.
So...
Not gonna lie, I've worn this to a festival.
Ah, there you go then.
I wore this to Manchester Pride, actually.
Oh,
I thought it would make sense.
That does make sense.
But to be honest, I did go into this with no allegiance, although it was just...
It's a flip-flop between Manchester Thunder and London Pulse, I feel.
Anyway, let's pause on the bucket hats and we'll do our little week update. There you go, Margot. Oh, sorry. That was...
Darling.
Sorry, Marg. So, what did you do this weekend? Do we have anything
I
to
was
talk
at
about?
the Grand Final. What were you doing at the weekend?
I was at the Grand Final.
Oh my God.
No, I don't actually know what I did before. I think I just prepared for the Grand Final.
Yeah, you went up the day before, didn't you?
We went up the day before, which was the best idea because I was so stressed. Well, stressed, but I was nervous preparing because obviously I had a couple of jobs to do while I was there. And I think waking up in the right place helped.
Yes, yeah. Having a slow start, but not a slow start in terms of, because I'm sure you had loads to do, but more of a slow start instead of I'm not having to drive 4 hours.
Exactly.
Like I did.
Like you did. And then when I realised you were doing that, I was like, I'm not jealous. Shall we just get into it then?
Yeah, let's get into it.
We don't really have anything to talk about. Our life is netball.
Yes, it is.
Okay, let's do it. So, should we start with... Let's start with the venue. Let's start with everything to do with the venue.
Manchester. So I've never been.
As we discussed, and I'm still outraged. Rosie had never been to Manchester.
So Captain Hope actually drove us down there.
I forgot for a second that you meant our netball Captain Hope and just thought you were referring to her as Captain Hope.
No, our netball Captain Hope. Which was great because it meant that I didn't have to drive 4 hours.
That's a nice relaxing 4 hours.
Literally I got in the car at like 7 o'clock in the morning, no makeup, like all over the shop. And then by the end of the trip, I was there and I was ready.
Sometimes it's nice to be a passenger princess.
Yes. And it rarely happens just because I'm a control freak. So.
Oh, okay, fair. Yeah. I am often the passenger princess because, well, I did try the other day to not be the passenger princess. Turns out Katie hates it.
Yeah. See, it's a control thing, I think.
Yeah, I think it is.
Yeah.
You're both control freaks.
Yeah.
She doesn't listen to this, so she'll never know I said that.
The Co-op Live is huge. That's my first comment.
It is massive. I think the capacity is the biggest arena in the country. I think it's the UK's biggest arena.
Oh my God, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think it's the 3rd biggest in Europe.
Oh my gosh, that's huge. It was so big that, like, because obviously we were working, so we went, like, backstage through it all. Yeah, it's like a minefield trying to find everywhere you need to be.
I also like that, I always find this in Manchester, and I found a lot of people online were kind of, I don't know whether it's because they're not usually in Manchester. I think Manchester's access to like stadiums and arenas is really good. Like the tram station is at the arena. Like London could never. Like Wembley has that, but you still have to walk. It's still horrible when you're trying to leave. I don't know, someone's going to come at me for that one. But I love, 1, the transport links, and 2, everybody that we met at the stations was like helping before nice. I had a moment to even think about what I needed help with.
I will say I do think London's well connected. Just to say that.
It's well connected, but I think it's like stiff. No one wants to help you.
No one wants to help you. No one wants to. That is true. But I would say that, like, I mean, it's a 20-minute walk to the copper box from Stratford, and each to their own. So, like, Brixton Academy, it's literally 5 minutes up the road from Brixton Station.
Okay,
like,
fair.
I feel like it is.
I can be sold.
Yeah.
But I just think if I looked confused in Brixton,
no one's helping
no
you.
one would come near
And
me.
it's the culture of London,
If anything, they just look at me and discuss, like, why don't you know your way around London?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're not welcome here if you
don't know.
You're not
welcome if you don't know.
Exactly. But that's not the pace of Manchester.
That is not the Manchester way.
It's not.
That's got 10 out of 10. On arrival, how did you feel? I just thought, whoa.
Yeah, I thought, whoa, because as you drive down, because we were in the car, as you drive down kind of towards it, it's like a massive black box with Co-op Live on the side. It's like huge, and you're like, oh my God, that is where we're going. And it, just seeing it, I was so excited. As like, just like turn up and be like, I was like, there it is. So yeah, it was great. It was really good. I did like it a lot. And actually, when you go into the Co-op Live, they have mini co-ops.
Which is amazing, because whenever I'm at these kind of things, the first thing I'm thinking, like, I just love a bottle of water. Or
Yeah.
like, just love a little sandwich.
Snacks.
For
sure.
Rather than having to think about the limit.
A co-op with like self-service checkout.
Even though I know it's called the Co-op Live, still, my brain was like, oh, a co-op.
I was shocked.
As if they've got co-ops.
Same, as if they got co-ops. Because it's that big.
Yeah.
They obviously can. Like, it was huge.
It is massive. I also liked, like, I'm so used to, it sounds so silly, but like circular stadiums, that the fact that it was a square, it was just different.
Yeah, it was different.
I really liked it. And when you watched it, so I rewatched it back, I know you did too, and the footage, the first image is a drone image of the presenter, and then it pulls back so you can see the whole arena, and I was like, that's a cool shot.
Yes.
So that really set the scene.
Yeah,
okay,
sure.
We're going in, we've gone to the fan zone. First, we're in the outside fan zone.
Yes.
Initial thoughts?
Yeah, busy.
Very busy.
I was so glad that so many people decided to come to that bit of it, because, I don't know. It
was early.
Yeah, it was early. What time did it open? 12 or
12,
something?
the outside fan
zone. So they had like the super shot area, and they had
it's called like the H media bit, where they have at the bottom, that's where I did my little Q&A bit.
Yes.
They brought that in. That's the specific bit. They had the AO stand. They had the Army stand. I know
I was
they're a
about to say
sponsor of
the
the
Army one
umpires.
with the they had the like quick reflex game
Yes,
going.
yes. So they had some activities as well.
Yeah.
It wasn't, I think the collection people were going around with the makeup. One, I think it super helped that the sun was out.
Yes.
But two, they had a lot.
Yeah.
It wasn't like arrive and you'll just be stood there.
No, it was a buzz. There was a right buzz going on.
And then the last thing that they had was the player walkthrough.
Yeah, so I missed that. So how was that?
Missed that.
Oh.
I announced it and then I forgot about it.
Oh,
Which was
there's so much
ridiculous.
happening.
Yeah, I just got so lost in the moment.
The pictures look cool though of the of the players coming in with all their
I think
sunglasses.
they played
and,
up to it.
Yeah, they look good.
Which was, I think, important because it felt like, I know, that's the moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
That we're arriving.
They're
so I
the
thought that
celebs.
was really good. Celebs. They were the celebs of the day, let's
exactly.
be honest. So yeah, I thought that was really good. Then went in. So the official fan zone opened at 1 till 3. You were working there?
Yep. So I was at Nixie Body with Netball Her. So we were talking all things period and period pants and things like that. So yeah, we had a few people come see us. That was
very
nice.
important. I started my period that morning.
So did I.
Oh my God.
I know. We're so in sync. We spend too much time together.
We do. It's this sofa. It's ruined us.
Yeah. God's sake.
This podcast, before that, we were weeks apart.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was the Q&A with Tamsin Greenway, Tracy Neville. Then there was the NSL Awards, which I last minute got pulled into hosting.
You did such a good job.
Thank you. It's very rare that I feel this way, but I actually felt I nailed it.
No, you really did nail it. You seemed so comfortable up there. And I know you were like, I wasn't always this way. But genuinely, you do quite a lot of like talking and presenting and public speaking now. And I just think you've really grown.
Thanks. I do feel I have. I think it's one of the hardest things to get used to because you can be I've always been a bit of a chatterbox amongst my people, but not really amongst everybody, if that makes sense. Like I can do it. Like I could sit and talk to you on your sofa for hours and hours. Like
As
before this podcast, we do that, and we do it afterwards as well. It's like you're trying to shove me out the door at the end of this.
Yes, yep.
But then put a mic in my hand, or even before, it was like just put me on a moment where I have to present to 5 people, and I'm immediately like,
yeah.
Whereas now I feel like there's certain things that go through my head when I do it that once they're in place, I feel like I can save myself if things go wrong.
Yes.
So like the positioning of my feet, the way that I breathe, the moments when I'm thinking of words to actually just stop and breathe rather than trying to earn my way through it.
Did you learn that like yourself, or did you go on courses, or like what was that about?
So once I had a really good manager when I first started in my actual job career, and she said that I had some amazing points and amazing views, but I just didn't know how to deliver them. And she put me on a Presenting with Impact course, and I am forever grateful because it was horrific. I hated
it's
every
role play
second.
and stuff.
It was awful. It was so bad, but it was so important. So you had to do a presentation for 3 minutes at the beginning. Everyone who was there hated presenting. So one, that was helpful that it was no one no one was good, I guess is the way to say
yeah.
it. Everyone was shivering, crying, like,
Oh God.
and they asked you to do it on something that you found enjoyable or something. I think I did mine on the Kardashians.
Oh, that's so funny.
So they're like, it wasn't like do it on pharmaceuticals like we were working in. And then what they did was they did loads of things, like they drew around your feet on a piece of paper to show you how much you moved, like so you could hear it as well, the crinkling of the paper.
Nice.
They recorded how many times you said they did something to do with your breath counts and how many words you said in a minute and stuff like this. And then they made you redo the same presentation after all these different exercises over and over again. And they like tried to change the way that how you look out and see. The course was only 2 days, but it was like, at first I noticed no improvement. But now, when like I was stood on that stage at the Super League, there's a point where obviously Jada Pekova had an absolute wipeout.
Yes.
And I missed one, and someone was like whispering up to the stage, like, "You've missed Young Player of the Year, you've missed," and I was like, "Oh crap." And in that moment, usually that would have just sent me spiraling. I'd been like, I've screwed this up, I've ruined it. Now I've got to try and work out how to fit it in. And now I just feel comfortable enough to think, okay, cool, whilst I'm talking about other things, I'm in my brain going like, how can I bring back in this moment and kind of link it the way I would if I was sat on the sofa with you and suddenly was like, oh, I forgot to tell you this thing. I realised that actually no one cares if you do that.
No one cares, yeah.
And it's getting out that mentality. So yeah, I felt this was the first time that I finished something like that and I felt, oh, wow, I've really got better at this.
Nice.
Yeah, had 2 days to prepare to learn the script.
Yeah.
And then in the end I felt like I sacked off the script anyway.
Yeah.
Which is probably why I missed Jada Pekova for her 5th award.
So let's talk about Jada then. She did clean up.
Absolutely cleaned up. She got Fan Player of the Year, Club Player of the Year, Goalkeeper All-Star Award, did I say Young Player of the Year?
No, not yet.
Young Player of the Year. I think she got another one. Maybe it was 4. I can't remember. But she just absolutely.
And so who determines those awards?
So the All-Star 7... All-Star squad, that is chosen by the clubs, so they all vote. I don't know if it's one vote per club or every player in the club votes. So really cool that her actual peers have gone, you are the goalkeeper of the year.
That is cool.
Yeah. And then it was Sammy Wallace-Joseph, Ella Clark, I think, Iona Christian. Oh, Jackie Newton got goal defensive. And everybody knew, I feel, had worked out why they were there, why they'd been chosen to come to Grand Final, even though their team weren't playing. Jackie Newton, I saw her at the side. So they clearly said, come here to the side. We've got, there's a reason that you're here. So they pulled her to the side and still she just looked like a little lost goose, like looking around. And then I said, goal defense, it's LexisNexis Dragons, Jackie Newton. She comes to the stage and she's like white, just completely like, oh, me?
Oh,
and then like I was like,
so
I was like, oh, obviously you weren't expecting that. I just like, oh no, I wasn't. And then obviously I was like, you've had an amazing season. Like we talk about every week.
Yeah.
Like you comes out of nowhere all over the court. And then at the end of the awards, she comes back over to me after and she was like, I'm sorry that I appeared a bit gone out. I just wasn't expecting it at all. So yeah, it was really cute and that really hard earned.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds great. And then after that, the players were around, or during and actually before that, the players were around for autographs and stuff like that. And I saw loads of people taking photos of them. And it was just really nice interactions.
I think that's really cute as well. That's like, just imagine just bumping into your celebrity whilst you're like your favourite player whilst you're just casually having a Pepsi Max at the side.
And I think it's not until you're actually standing near them that you realise how tall a lot of them actually are.
It's so humbling.
So humbling.
I mean, not that being shorter than a netball player is anything to be upset about.
No.
Even if you think you're tall, you stand next to a Super League player and you're suddenly like, oh wow.
Yeah.
You're very tall. And I had that when I was on stage, obviously, right next to them.
Yeah,
I was like
that's what I was
holding the
thinking.
mic upwards, like, can I answer this question?
Yeah. Excuse me.
Excuse me. Sorry, down here. Yes. I was happy when Iona Christian came on. I was like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Some on my height. So yeah, then it was time for the main event.
Time.
First things first, the entrance.
Yes. So how did you find it? Because I know that you were goose pimpled and crying.
Goose pimples, tears, welling up. I was a mess. I don't know why it hit me so much. It was just so good.
It was good. It was really good.
And we've been the past 3 years, right?
Yes.
This was it's getting better every year.
For sure.
And it just, everything from the poem, from the drama, the way that they did the intro and then they stood and held it, like the way that they stopped. I think they maybe could have like a little bit more.
Well, Zara had her hands on her hips, then looked over to Amy, and Amy didn't, and Amy did the same, and then they both switched. Yeah, I saw that. And then Amy then stood on her hands on her hips, and then Zara didn't, and I was like, girls, just both have your hands on your hips for a power stance for like 1 second.
A little bit of a chat before. Yeah. Because I just think it was still so impactful though. Like, you could see them absorbing it, and it made you absorb the environment. Like, this is my sport. And the song was "When You Come On," it's like a little breath, and it was like, oh, I never even thought this song would be this good in this moment, but it was so good.
It was really good.
It was really good. And I think having found that I never watched the Super League when I was younger. I didn't know about it. And I feel like netball was the only sport I played, and this probably would have been the only sport that I enjoyed watching at the time. I feel like I've missed a beat, and I don't know whether I was sat there just thinking like, oh my God, imagine having this and having like this is like so many of them this is the World Cup. This is the football World Cups on now. This is their World Cup.
Well, we do have the World Cup next year, but yes.
Do you know what I mean though? Not Prem. This is their Premier League. FA Cup final. Whatever.
It's a big one.
Like that.
It's a big one.
The men do. I don't know. They let the boys play now. I don't know. But I just thought this must be what it felt like. Maybe like as like a teenager that I never had. Oh, I was like welling up. I think I'm filming and I'm going like, this is my sport.
Yeah.
Like, so good. The fire, the confetti. I know you actually had a few words to say.
Yeah,
about
I was a bit worried. Yeah, I was a bit worried about the like flying pieces of paper and the fire. I was like, this is literally
and the pyrotechnics.
Yeah.
What's funny is that didn't even cross my mind.
Yeah, I was like, are we all going to get blowtorched or something here?
The two
it's like imagining these like floating bits of fire everywhere, but
I'd still have thought it was part of it. I'd have been like, rain on me.
No, it was really cool though. They'd obviously decided where to put the confetti after the fire or something.
I don't know. I'm sure that there was some kind of risk assessment.
Someone thought that through, hopefully.
So. But yeah, that whole intro. Even the bit when they were collecting the confetti at the end, I was like, little community activity stuff.
Yeah. I wasn't a big fan of that bit. I was like, they've just brought them on and they're like celebrities and they're these massive athletes and then you get them to pick up the litter.
That was a moment that
I was like, I think
everyone,
that was
just the one bit. The one teething issue of the whole bit. But other than that.
Yeah, aside from that.
My follow-up though will be that, wait, I will follow up with watching that. So we both came home and watched it again.
Yes.
That experience on the Sky Sports footage was nothing like what it felt like in the stadium. And I totally think usually you watch this stuff back and you're like, oh, they really captured
you relive
that.
it. Yeah.
Not at all. And I feel like, obviously, I made videos about how this moment was life-changing for me.
Yeah.
And then I imagine if you were watching at home, you're probably like, well, it wasn't that good.
Yeah.
It was all right.
Yeah. Well, they had, like, the commentators talking over it, and there's some interviews going, like, they just didn't give it its moment.
Yeah.
And I think the stadium really gave it its moment.
Yeah. It was, like, silence, and then it happened.
Yeah.
I just think, like, I know it's not the commentators' fault because they've been given an instruction of what to do, but I think that someone should have said, yeah, just shut up for that minute.
Yeah.
Let this moment happen.
Have thought about how they're going to film that amazing entrance beforehand. Like, as in,
there should have been more close-ups and more HD moments.
Because we were having sight of them in the tunnel and things like that, weren't we? But I can't remember it being on telly like that.
It was nowhere near as impactful. Yeah. So I do feel that my feedback for next year to Sky Sports is just, I don't know, get a drone on that bit because it was, I wanted to see it the way that I did.
You wanted to relive it.
I wanted to relive it and I couldn't, which, fine. Or get a ticket to the Grand Final, I don't know.
Q1. I would say Manchester Thunder came into this not looking that confident, I didn't think. However, they were 9 games unbeaten up until that point in the league.
That's pretty impressive.
But they just, I don't know if they came in and they appeared nervous, but Pulse came in and just looked so determined. I don't know whether the, like, having a stadium full of people that were basically cheering on Manchester.
Yeah.
Because it was a very biased
crowd, yeah.
So, like, I don't know if that is actually quite fueling to the away side, to be like, I have to come in determined because there's no one cheering for me here.
Maybe. You can't just
so I'm
going to
have to cheer on myself.
Fan support. Yeah, true.
So, yeah, I would say that as it started, I was like, okay, here we go. This is the Pulse from last week that we had been waiting for all those weeks beforehand as well.
Do you think they delivered that, though?
Yeah, I would say the first half of this game, Pulse were delivering for sure.
I thought it was the exact same team from the week before.
Yeah.
if not even more fiery.
Yeah, so fiery. Especially because they'd lost to Thunder, I think, 2 weeks before.
So there's a revenge.
Yeah, so there was definitely like, we're not doing that again.
Yeah.
Do you remember they cried and Sam Bird cried, that whole thing?
Yes, it was a lot.
They're not doing that.
Yeah.
They would.
But we're not having tears.
Yeah,
again.
they were not doing that again.
No,
So I thought first quarter, goal for goal, I thought everyone looked hot. So there was a couple of intercepts from Pulse, couple of intercepts from Manchester Thunder. There was a turnover from McCormick. There was a turnover from Kelly and Fumi. And it was like all great. Defensive pressure from Pulse looked amazing. I would say Manchester Thunder looked a little bit static.
You think?
Yeah, so I thought they started off with Lois Pearson as goal attack, Nat Metcalf as wing attack, and Fawns was off. And I just felt like they couldn't get through.
That for sure. They went back to the line a few times.
Yeah, loads.
Yeah.
They took ages to score on their centre passes.
It just felt like they were... but then I put that down rather than them being static to Pulse's defence being...
Making them be static, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. I felt like they just couldn't... I felt like watching Halima Adio and Fumi Fidoji, who were the goalkeeper-goal defence duo, and Zara Everett, they were making it so hard to break through.
And obviously we know that Gracie's quite a defensive centre as
Yeah.
well. So all of those down there, they were honestly working so hard. And Fumi was really shutting Pearson out. It was like every time Pearson got the ball in that first quarter, she either missed or didn't want to take it.
Yeah. And it was... I think that you know when you've got Eleanor Cardwell, obviously like you said, they played them 3 weeks ago?
2 weeks ago, yeah.
2 weeks ago. You know that once she gets the ball, it's probably going in.
Game time.
So I reckon, whereas usually Gracie Smith maybe has been told to kind of be a bit equal on it, was like, defend.
Yeah.
I need to defend.
Yeah. But then the super shot time came and it was a couple of missed shots both ends. Like I thought it was really closely matched, but then just towards the end of the quarter there was a throwaway ball from Pulse. Gracie to Alicia, like some kind of miscommunication at the centre pass. Then Thunder converted it to a 2-point and then it was their centre and they went for a 1-point. So all of a sudden Q1 ended 15-12 to Manchester Thunder, but it didn't feel like that at all. If anything, it felt like it should have been the other way around.
Yeah, I kind of feel... Yeah, I get you. It was very... I felt in that first quarter, I still didn't know which way it was going to go at all. It felt very even, but I also did feel Pulse were coming in hard and they were ready.
Yeah, for sure.
Q2.
No changes, which I was surprised at, given
I wasn't.
It was tight.
I just thought that both Karen Gregg and Sam Bird had... I felt like in this moment, they have thought about that starting lineup to the nth degree. And they're like... I know that obviously you have to be flexible with it, and they do end up being flexible with it. But I was like, they're gonna keep it because they've got a plan.
Yeah, they've got a plan.
Yeah.
And they probably thought that they need to give this starting 7 some coaching and then see how they do.
Yeah.
You can't be too quick because these are all stars, right?
These are the all stars. They are the all stars.
They are fantastic. So I suppose they just probably needed a quarter just to see if they could iron things out. But I mean, it was great. So they did bring Sophie Fawns on when Pulse went 4 up. So it was 18-22 when Sophie Fawns came on. And she got such a big reception.
Yes.
Like, everyone was cheering for her. And obviously they had told us just before the game that her dad and her granddad had come to watch.
Oh, had they? I didn't see that.
Yeah. So they told everyone at home anyway. They didn't tell us in the stadium. We didn't know that.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I did not hear that announcement.
Yeah. But yeah, how lovely for her that she got that reception in front of her family as well.
Yeah.
And she made such an impact. I didn't expect Sophie Fawns to come on and Lois Pearson to come off. I was expecting Nat Metcalf to come off.
Oh, and then her move.
To wing attack. Yeah, that's what I was expecting, but they didn't do that. And I wonder if they just were going to see what happened with that.
Well, they clearly did.
Yeah. And she did come on later. She came on in Q3 like that. So that I wasn't too far off, can I just say?
Okay, fair.
But yeah, loads. Adio intercepts. McKevitt made a fumble and Kelly picked up. I thought like Pulse this quarter were amazing, and it ended 25-27. So that
they
quarter
turned that around.
was a Pulse win for sure. So 2 up by the end of that quarter.
So what's that, like 15-10? 15-10, yeah. And at that point, that's when so that was half time, right?
Yes.
And I remember at half time saying, I went into this thinking Thunder might win, but I think Pulse are now going to win.
Yeah, because
I felt more like... it just felt right.
Yeah, the stats showed that every time Pulse are winning at half time, they win overall.
Oh.
So when we were winning at half time, I was like, okay, this sounds good for me.
I will say that in my head the whole time, though, was Eleanor Cardwell.
Yeah.
She takes super shots when it's not super shot time.
Yeah.
She puts them up like it's nothing.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel that Pulse had that kind of flexibility with it.
No. But Pulse this is when Pulse started to get booed in the defence. I don't know if you noticed. As a Pulse fan, I was like, Adio and Fumi were getting booed and booed and booed. And even Liv Cheen down the other end, when a penalty was called against Huckle, she was getting booed down that end. And that's so annoying as a Pulse fan to be surrounded by all of these Manchester Thunder fans and to have my team be booed by an umpire's decision. You know, you're just like, oh, that's not even their call. Yeah. Like, it's not even their call.
We were in quite a neutral zone. So I don't mean neutral. People were allegiant to whatever teams. Yeah. So but I would say we were surrounded by both Pulse and Thunder fans.
Oh, really?
So I, in the end, as you know, was going to go in kind of neutral, but then Katie, my girlfriend, decided to be a hardcore Thunder fan all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Literally never watched Thunder play before in her life, suddenly has got a jacket, the merch full on screaming for them, turning around to people who are Thunder fans near her, like getting involved. And then all of a sudden, it just rose something within me, and I think I suddenly started supporting Pulse.
Oh, really? You're
like,
such a flip-flop, Jesus Christ.
I am a flip-flop. But I also was desperate for it to go to extra time.
Yeah.
So I was, every time one team got a little bit higher, I feel like I was cheering.
You then switched, yeah.
I just wanted the day not to end, so I was like, no, I'll keep going.
I would say in this quarter, you really saw Pulse's mentality of if you throw it away, you've got to get it back.
Yes.
We've spoken about that before. Zara, and there was a miscommunication between Zara and Gracie again in this quarter. All of a sudden, Zara lost it, and within seconds, she had made an intercept to get it back. And I was like, that is what you get trained in to do, and it's what you get coached to do is you need to fight for this now. If you lose possession, we've got to get it back.
That's what you tell me.
Yeah.
I feel it. Sure. I feel it whenever I let a ball go. I'm like, oh, Rosie, I've got to get it back.
Yeah, and that maybe that miscommunication in the centre, that's already happened twice, and we're at the second quarter, at the end of second quarter. Maybe that's created by people like Nat Metcalf in the wing attack, causing that for Zara Everett in wing defence, or maybe that like the other end with McKevitt and Scholes. Maybe that was the reason there's miscommunication there, rather than me saying Pulse are playing badly once again. Maybe it's more that actually Thunder are making them do those odd mistakes.
Well, I think they were. The pressure, when I was watching this game the whole way through it, all I could think was, if every week was like this, the Super League would be insane.
Yeah.
The whole game was like, it was just like something else. Like, you know when you're watching something, you're like, this is a final.
Yeah.
They were playing like their life was on the line.
Yeah.
There was they must have had just zero energy by the end of that.
Yeah.
When it was done.
Exhausted.
It must have been absolutely knackered.
Yeah.
The whole way through it, I was like, oh my God, this sport.
Yeah.
Like, I wish that every game, I don't know, that's ridiculous because you're not playing every game like it's a final. But what if they did?
Yeah.
What if every game was like, if we lose this one, we might not get to the grand final, so therefore we have to play like this?
Well, you like knockouts then? That's your vibes.
I do like knockouts.
Nice.
Yeah.
So anyway, at half-time, I felt like Pulse could win this. Pulse were confident. I felt Manchester Thunder were potentially hesitant, kind of relying on umpire calls for them to get restarted rather than just playing through it. They didn't seem as, like I said, dominant and physical. However, McKevitt did get her warning in the second.
She did, I remember that.
And I'm just thinking she was trying so hard to contain Alicia Scholes, which wasn't actually working, because then she was getting called for it and then restarting. She got
like one of them comments that the umpire does that make me go, ooh.
Yeah.
I can't remember what he said.
It's like repeated, this is now repeated, this is your warning, or
it's like watch it, wing defence.
Yeah.
Literally makes my whole body go, ooh.
Yeah.
I'd cry, as we say.
I mean, Alicia Scholes was playing great. Her transition, the speed of the ball through the court because of her speed just generally to get the ball and become free is unbelievable. So I love that matchup between Scholes and McKevitt. It's one of my favourites, actually. I
felt Thunder have the accuracy, like everything was super accurate, but as soon as Pulse got it, the speed is different.
Crazy.
It's something else. And Alicia Scholes and Taylor McKevitt both got the All-Star award. So actually that was the All-Star matchup.
Wow, yeah, it really was. And then we had the halftime show. We had the Amex unsigned artist, Maya Lane, come and do a guitar moment. She was almost like a boho country type
like a soft
singer.
voice.
Yeah.
Soft but powerful voice.
So, and her songs were all about like dreaming big and having self-confidence and things like that, which
Very for the moment.
Yeah, very for the moment.
I did like the setup. So I went backstage before the main events when they're doing the sound checks, and I loved like the dreamy elements of it. And it just was very well branded.
Yeah, it was very sweet.
And a great stage.
Yeah.
Imagine like one of your early pre-signing concerts being the Co-op Live.
Yeah. And I would say a lot of people stayed in their seats. Like around us, literally everyone stayed in their seats. I don't know if it was we could not miss the start of the quarter 3 or whether that everyone was just really enjoying her.
Yeah. I was sprinting back to get back for it.
Yeah.
I was like, I will not be late. I will not be late.
So I didn't even go for the loo. I was literally like, I am sat here ready. So Q3 was all about Keris Finn. It was her debut for Manchester Thunder, coming in a grand final.
What an experience she's had.
I know. On at half time for a grand final. Jeez.
So she started at London Mavericks in the Next Gen team.
Yeah.
Which she won the Next Gen league. So she was captain of Next Gen.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I read that earlier on the NSL
website.
So she was captain there. So she won that award. Then didn't she go to Panthers or something?
Yeah.
At some point. Played for another team, got signed there.
Like
I want to say it was Mavericks.
I want to say that as well.
And then ended up obviously at Manchester Thunder.
Do you think I know we're going to talk about transfer window and stuff like that, but with Ellie McCormick leaving the goal defence for Thunder, do you think they're going to pick her up on a full-time contract?
I think so.
Really?
I think she's definitely in the shot.
Yeah.
She's clearly a hot choice.
She's hot. Yeah.
Every
hot
team
choice.
clearly wants her for when they've got a space to fill.
Yeah.
So,
she's good. She's pretty good as well.
She's pretty good.
She did really well, and she only had 2 weeks with Thunder before this game. So, I mean, you've got to have real confidence in her if you're going to put her in to a grand final. So, good for you.
Good for you.
They moved Lois to wing attack, as I suggested earlier.
What? Just get on there. Sorry, Karen.
I know. Karen,
maybe go in as
hook
a
me
sub
up, babes.
coach. Yeah.
Actually, Sandbird.
Okay,
my allegiance is still strong. Unlike yours, by the way.
Sorry, yeah, fine. I'll take it.
Yeah.
Did you know that Karen Gregg, the last time she played in the Super League was in the Grand Final in 2012, which was the first time that Manchester Thunder won.
Karen Gregg used to play?
Yeah.
Oh my God, I know nothing about long-term netball. History of netball, do not at me.
I only know because I was on a deep dive.
Oh, okay.
So she played for Manchester Thunder. She retired in 2012 and her last game was the grand final
which she won.
that Manchester Thunder won, and it was
That's
their
so
first
cool.
ever win.
That's really cool.
So technically, if I think about it, she must have played with Eleanor Cardwell.
Oh my God.
Because Eleanor
feels
Cardwell's
weird.
first
Yeah,
title
yeah.
was 2012 Manchester Thunder.
Oh my gosh, there you go then.
There you go, my little investigative.
Wow,
investigative
they've grown up
skills.
together.
They've grown up together.
That's very cute.
So yeah, that was just a little ditty.
Yeah, and this is when the first time we got the drone footage. I know that you haven't quite watched all of this.
I did see that for Q4.
Oh yeah, no, we had it in Q3. We had the start of it. I felt motion sickness. I get car sickness at the best of I even got motion sickness today scrolling on my phone too quickly. So
That's
it's
ridiculous.
I know it's really bad. So that
Grow
drone
up.
footage, I know honestly, that drone footage was not so good for me, but it only hung around for a little bit, so I was fine in the end. But yeah, it just made me feel a bit queasy. I don't know if anyone else felt like that.
No, I really liked it.
There you go.
I literally put drone footage so good.
Yeah. Well,
I
Each their
really
own.
enjoyed it. I really enjoyed
got
it.
both sides of the coin here, guys. You lucky things. So yeah, I mean, Pulse came out hot. Pulse went 3 up, and then it was even again. And I literally am like, how does this happen? How do we go from 3 or 4 up, or even? I mean, it ended 2 up, but they also. Oh, sorry. How does it go from 2 or 3 up to all of a sudden it even again? It was one of those games.
My opinion as to why it went even, and this might be unpopular, is because of the super shots.
Yeah.
I just felt whenever Pulse would get it even or they'd get ahead, we'd get to super shot time, and that hesitation. There was so many points, and I said this the week before, where I just thought you need to just take a super shot.
I didn't think there was that many hesitations in this game.
Really?
And I have thought it previously, but I genuinely just thought they took them when they were in that space. They never took them when it was not their centre pass. You know how they often do. When it's not your centre pass, you take the 1. When it is, you take the 2 type kind of rhythm. I felt like they didn't miss that many. I mean, look at the shooting percentages. Pulse was shooting at 94%. and Manchester Thunder at 91%.
But I think that's the general shot accuracy, right?
Yeah.
But the super shot accuracy,
I don't know what it was.
because I think that this is my thing. Pulse lost, right?
Yeah, they did.
I think that if they
Spoiler.
sorry, Pulse lost. You're not all listening to this if you didn't know that. But I think I feel like what we're saying here is, if they had two exceptional super shotters, super shooters,
yes,
they would have won.
Yeah.
Like, we're saying, why take the risk? But it's not a risk for Eleanor Cardwell.
Yeah. And actually, to be fair, overall, super shots, Manchester Thunder, I think, took 11 and Pulse only took 4, I think that was.
That's right, I heard that.
Yeah, so it just meant that, like, obviously Pulse was so happy in the ones, and they were doing so well. If it was a 1-point game, we've said this before.
Yeah, but it's not.
It would be a different winner.
But it's not 1 more game.
But it's not. That's not the game, and so therefore we move on. But anyway, they got it back to 36-36. But the Finn and Huckle kind of collaboration on Kelly was unbelievable. As soon as Keris Finn came on, Kelly was out the game, and that was what happened at half time. And I think that's what you're referring to, I suppose, when it comes to the super shot, I guess.
Because I think that if Kelly hadn't been blocked out,
Yeah.
Kelly is, when most of the time when she gets a super shot, it goes in. There was a couple that actually she missed, but I think that was because of the pressure of that defense.
The pressure was crazy.
Because if they were doing that equal defense on Liv Cheen,
it wouldn't be
Kelly
there.
would have been smoother to get it and get it in. But I felt that it was the pressure of her having to work so much harder. Because if you've only got one person in that 5 minutes, all you want is super shots.
Yeah.
And if you've only got one person to attack on it, to defend on it, that could have been the win. I reckon that we're saying like, oh yeah, but they managed with the 1-pointers to keep it even. It's not a game. You don't want to be even. You want to win.
Yeah.
I wanted it to be even because I wanted the game to last as long as possible.
Yeah.
But ideally, you want to be ahead by 10.
Yeah, I do know what you're saying.
I don't know why I'm so
and like
passionate.
Keris Finn just played great. She did a 3-foot defense, like so she literally was stood 3 foot in front of someone and jumped as high as she possibly could and got the ball. And it's like those types of things you can't give away those things. And yeah. So anyway, Manchester Thunder went 6 up by the end of Q3, and they were 2 down by half time. So they were up that quarter by 8.
It changed.
Unbelievable. That is like literally a different team. The only change was Lois Pearson and Keris Finn.
And a team talk at half time.
Yeah, I wonder what Karen actually said.
I wish they could mic up that so we could listen to it afterwards.
Yeah.
Like, I know they can't tell you it now, like in the moment, but I'd love to have known what the team talk was at half time.
That would have been great.
But then, so they came back at Q4. And this is where I thought it was wild that they were down by that much. They did even it out again.
Oh, don't. I mean, yeah, they did. What was it? With less than 1 minute to go, it was 51-51.
Well, with 2.5 minutes to go, they got it to 49-49.
Yeah,
so
with 1 minute to go, it was 51-51.
So they kept evening
it was
wasn't
even.
losing. It wasn't losing out.
I wrote, it was then at 49-49, it was Eleanor Cardwell, super shot. Sophie Kelly, super shot. Sophie Fawns, super shot. Then it was a Pulse centre pass for them to go super shot to make it go 53-53, but there was a disconnect between Gracie Smith and Alicia Scholes. They threw it away. It was then Manchester Thunder held on to the ball for as long as possible, and then Sophie Fawns just took a 1 point at the end, and they won by 3.
That was it.
It was like the last minute absolutely killed me, honestly.
It was amazing.
I felt so bad for Gracie.
I felt so bad for Gracie, and I think I was saying this earlier. She is 17. She has already got a champion title and a second place. That's amazing.
Yeah.
And also, you got to remember that, that centre pass didn't go as planned.
Yes.
But if Pulse were ahead because they were, you know what I mean? It's a whole team that meant that centre pass was that important.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? It's not a one-person team. It's 7 people who have to get the score where it should be and the ball where it should be.
Yeah, it's true. And like there's a lot of things that go into that one wayward pass. So like, for example, she is only 17. There is a lot of pressure. You know, should Tyler Orr have come on in these pressure moments? So someone that's got a bit more experience and can hold it together. Because I've got to be honest, like there was quite a few throwaway balls from her. And yes, she had quite a few intercepts. So I'm not saying that she didn't contribute in other ways. But I wonder whether the game last week and it being a grand final is a lot. I don't think she played at all in the grand final last year. And correct me if I'm wrong, because I probably am. But she definitely didn't have 60 minutes.
Yeah, it's a lot. And I think anyone would find that pressure insane. I personally don't know. I felt like everybody got a little bit throwaway.
Yeah.
I even think, I don't think that I think we're blaming Gracie maybe on that centre pass, when in fact a part of me feels it was Taylor McKevitt's defence on Lissy Scholes that made her have to do the back spin last second. And like, could you have foreseen that if it wasn't? It's a grand final, isn't it? Everything is so heat at the moment.
I know what you mean.
I don't know, would Tyler Orr have made that difference in that 1 second moment that everything is leaning on?
Oh, yeah. I mean, I'm not necessarily saying that, but maybe I would have tried her for the last 10 minutes of the game, to be honest. Like, I think that was where I was at. Like, just see. But then they may not have got within 51 in the last minute. So I think it's so easy in hindsight to say you should have tried this, you should have tried that. But I think as much as Manchester Thunder did win by 3, it didn't reflect. Once again, I think I just felt it was so close.
Do you not think that is a close ending, though?
Not as close as it felt.
It's 2 goals.
Yeah, but it's 3 points. I don't know. For me, I was like, that felt like a 1-point game.
So it ends. It was at one point, Sophie Fawns, she literally, it's not even a buzzer beater because they were already 2 points ahead.
They were.
1 goal.
But they still just felt like they needed another one.
Yeah, just tot it in.
Yeah.
She tots it in. And I know it wasn't your team that won, but that moment when they run together and they all fall down.
Yeah, I mean,
whoever it is, I was upset. I always find it like I'm about to cry.
Yeah.
Just women achieving.
I was obviously livid whilst I was there, but when I rewatched it, I actually did shed a tear.
Did you?
Yeah.
Oh, there you go.
But for both, I feel like I was maybe crying for both sides because it was like such. I don't know, the emotion, the time spent, and Nia Jones did great in commentary about saying how like this is the moments that you like remember for the rest of your life, and these are the moments that you've been working for, and the times that you miss with family, or the eating your dinner out of your Tupperware, and all the like. She was just describing what everyone had been through to get to that point, and actually, it was very moving.
Yeah, and I'll never experience it.
No, yeah.
I'll never experience it. So I did love it, and obviously the moment that we all remember, Sophie Fawns running to her dad and her granddad in the crowd, and it was beautiful.
It was very sweet.
I got to speak to her afterwards, and she said that he surprised her on the Thursday, so she didn't even know he was going to be there.
That's really sweet.
I know.
And they did an interview with him at, I can't remember, was it half-time? I think it was half-time, and that he was just basically saying how proud he was, and he wasn't actually planning on coming, and it was a surprise, and all of those things, so it was, very sweet.
She got player of the match.
She did. Well deserved. She was huge impact when she came on.
She changed the game.
Yeah.
Like, whether it was her goals or the moments she created, she completely changed the game, completely made it so that they could sail to that very close 3-point win.
Yeah, well done, Manchester Thunder. It could have been anyone's game, but
it
was yours. It was yours in the end.
I feel like you're making up for, because the stadium was so biased, you're making up for the bias with.
Well, if you're listening to this podcast, you know I'm a Pulse fan. I have never hit it at all. And they did play well. Could have been anyone's.
I saw something the other day actually on Claire Talks Netball's Instagram, and obviously she's a massive Pulse fan. She doesn't hide it. Similar to you, you're a massive Pulse fan. Don't hide it. Why should you? This is about being a fan. I feel like we still managed to relatively
because you have like second and third teams, right? I think throughout the season we've made it also quite clear that Nottingham Forest is also our second team, and I have a real soft spot for Rhinos, and like you kind of have these moments where you're like, oh, and Dragons is another one of yours. I'm
all over the place.
I feel
I'm
like
indecisive. I saw someone comment on one of Claire's videos saying you make it far too obvious that you support Pulse. You shouldn't be so obvious with your allegiance or something like that. And I was like, no one's getting paid for this.
Yeah, it's an opinion piece.
It's an opinion.
Literally, Ali and I disagree all the time about stuff like this. It was literally earlier, and you went, oh, sorry, maybe I'm wrong. And I was like, it's an opinion. You actually can't be wrong. You're fine.
We're allowed.
Yeah.
So, love the moment. They win, they go out, so they go up the side, up to the crowd to give the medals and the trophy. How did you feel about that?
I actually had to go and do a bit of work, so I missed all of this. Okay. So, fill me in. What happened?
So, similar to if you watch the FA Cup at Wembley, they don't do the giving of the medals and the trophy on the deck, on the court, on the pitch, whatever. They do it in the stands.
Right.
So, usually, if you're in Wembley, you go up to the Royal Box, and then they give you the medal there, and they kind of go across as a line, and they come back down the stairs with the trophy.
Yeah, it's what they did last year.
Bring it. Did they do that last year? Yeah. I was trying to remember, and I was like, I don't remember this.
Yeah, the up, around and down.
Oh, yeah, so they're doing it like
through
that.
The crowd.
That must be the usual thing then. And then what was funny though was Amy Carter comes through with the trophy. Obviously it's massive, it weighs like 12 kilograms or something. They're all waiting for her there. And as she comes, I think what usually happens is that they hold the trophy down and they go like,
then they go, "Hey," and then she lifts it up.
I think she was doing it as she was coming in because she was so excited. So she's like 3 steps in and she's got it down and they're all doing it, and then they raise it, and then whoever has the button for the pyrotechnics goes, and
it's like a second
later. And then they go off like 3 seconds later. Obviously it doesn't affect the moment at all, but when I was watching it on my video back, and I was like, you can just see there's that moment where it goes, and then it goes, no. Someone's obviously just sat in the controls room like, great present.
Aww.
But I just love that moment. And then obviously everyone's passed trophy around. They do their own lift. They pass it round. They do
so fun.
The confetti. I was very lucky. I got to go courtside to watch that, which felt like a dream come true to be there. And you know, it was really cute actually. There was a girl called Jess, I believe, and if I've got her name wrong, I'm very sorry, but I think she was called Jess. You were there with her. She had a sign for Sophie Fawns at the beginning of the game.
Yes. Yeah.
Really lovely. And I was stood next to her when they must have let a few people through to come through for the trophy lift. And she messaged me afterwards and said that she like aspires to work in media and like getting to stand near me while she was doing it. I was like, it's so weird how you don't know that you're having an impact in that kind of way.
Yeah.
And I was like, but imagine that she just had this experience, that she's just watched her team and she got to be courtside for that. And I just think that there's this special responsibility when you're an athlete that you don't even really realize that every single move you make, there is somebody watching whose life is changed by this moment. And like, I said at the beginning of this episode, I wish I could go back and have that.
Yeah.
I wish I could have someone like, I look back, I don't think I had an idol. I don't think I had, whether it be like, now I look up to like Alex Scott in media and I think like, oh, I'd love, like she's the kind of person who's like where I'd love to be. And then I think about athletes and I'm the same age as them, so I can't see it in that same way.
Or older, by the way, can I just say?
Older, way older.
I'm the same age as them. Isn't the average age like 21 or something? Lol. Anyway.
Yeah. So and you feel that, I wonder what this is like. Like now I'm like, and I'm allowing myself to fangirl because I'm like, I didn't get it.
Yeah, and you've got to allow yourself. I think that's just joy, and I think we need to allow ourselves joy, isn't it?
Yeah. But everything ends, interviews nonstop. But I just think, just going back to that, the joy of watching them not want the moment to end, like carrying on. Then obviously after that they go through to the champions room and they have those cool pictures with the glasses and the trophies and the flags from their nations. And I just think you must have that moment where you're just like, I never want this to end.
Yeah. I did see that Pulse got some bad rep about, I think there was only 3 Pulse players left in the arena when the trophy lift happened. They all just were like, gone. And apparently people were like, not, I don't know if they weren't in the arena or if they had left the premises. I assume that they just weren't in the arena to watch it happen. But I think that's fair enough.
I guess you've got to see it as, I sometimes think with netball fans that people will be annoyed either way. So imagine if you were stood there and you know that your emotion, you've just lost after all this adrenaline and you know you're going to be upset. Is it worse that you stand there and let your emotion and cry watching people that are your teammates in England or whatever lift a trophy and you're there maybe dampening their moment, or you remove yourself and let them have their moment because you are emotional? And it was a close game. It wasn't like throughout the game they could get used to the fact that they were going to lose.
Yeah. And also you've got to have your needs met. So like, I'm just thinking, so I realised that, for example, Gracie was up in VIP with her family. They were up in hospitality having like drinks and consoling her and things. And I'm like, well, of course she wasn't going to stand probably in floods of tears like watching Manchester Thunder lift the trophy. Like, of course she's going to need to have her own needs met in those moments. So I think people give people a hard time for not having a stiff upper lip and doing the right thing. And I'm actually like, people are humans and they need to look after themselves.
I sometimes think that we're focusing too much on the wrong thing. Why look at the team that lost and look for the negative on them? Just look at the positive. Look at the happy team. Look at the joy.
Like Taylor McKevitt's tears were just so cute. Honestly, the pictures that she's put up since she was like, oh, definitely no tears were shed or something like that. And I was like, oh, good for you. Like, why are we not looking at that? My last thing, just as we finish this Q4 roundup, the best post at the end of it all, Eleanor Cardwell. Yeah. Remember when we lost every game at the Super Cup? Lol. And then she did the eyes face or something.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Round it off. Why not? So, hot topic. Transfer season.
Yes. So it runs from the moment the grand final finished, the day after, all the way through to the 31st of August. So it gives teams a chance to work out who is going to be in their squad for 2027.
It's funny because you think, oh, it's over now, they've got rest, but actually all of the coaches and everyone in the management is probably going to be having the most stressful 10 weeks of their life.
I reckon they probably were having these conversations before the season had ended.
They're not allowed.
What?
They're not allowed to have any conversations with any players until the season.
Are they just not allowed to have
season.
the signatures, or is it they're not allowed conversations?
They're not allowed conversations.
Oh, wow, okay.
I know this because Sonia McClover of Birmingham Panthers made a very good explanation video, which a lot of the things I already knew, but it really helped fill in a lot of the gaps that I had.
Yeah.
And there was also a man from Birmingham Panthers
Helping her.
Sorry to this man, I do not know your name.
No.
However, very good. If you do want a quick feedback,
Yes.
we will try to summarise now, but we'll probably miss some things. This is, like we said, we're amateurs.
Yes. So, as you guys know, it's a team of 10 each season.
Mm-hmm.
And you're allowed 2 imports from outside of the UK. And these imports cannot be in the same third. So you can't have, for example, a goal shooter and a goal attack. You would have to have a goal shooter and a centre court player, or a goal shooter or a defender or something like that. They can't be in the same third.
So, for example, we couldn't have Tyler Orr and then another Australian in the Pulse centre court.
No, yeah. So they've got, for example, Maseko, who's a shooter, and then they've got Tyler Orr, who's centre court.
The next thing is that you also have one key player, right? And that's where you build from.
Well, it's a marquee player. It's not a key player. It's a marquee
player. Okay.
So basically, there's a structure in terms of banding system almost for each of your players, and you have one marquee player, which is at the top of the band. Basically, they have an unlimited salary. So that is the thing that's a conversation between them and the club, and there is no limit to how much they earn. So I was thinking, is that the reason that some of our top players are going to be staying with our top clubs? Is because they're a marquee?
Maybe. So you know that they're
staying.
Set. Yeah.
Because why would you go for? I'm thinking of like Fumi Fidoju, who's got a great community here in London. She's really aligned to her faith. She really loves the club and all of those things. And if she's a marquee player, for example, I'm completely speculating, by the way.
I'd say it's speculation, but it's based on a good inkling.
Well, like, what's the pull to going to the SSN when you're getting paid like as much as you can over here, and you've got all of your community and stuff? So maybe that's how we're keeping our top players in the NSL. Maybe. Speculation. And then from there, they kind of become banded, right? So from then on, it's kind of set. They come in different positions in bands of, I guess, wage. Yes, but it's not necessarily on experience. But then clubs will pay you more if you're doing better or you're better at your trade, right?
So whilst what I think is really interesting is obviously in your head you think, oh, one club will be like, I want this player, but actually it could be that 4 of the clubs are all after that player as well. So basically we're into like a big, what's it called, Tetris, on who fits where, who could be paid in that position, who would end up would they have to move cities but maybe lose a bit of wage, gain wage, like all these things come into play. I think it's exciting.
I wish we knew how long people had already signed their contracts for, though, because you could look at, for example, let's say Manchester Thunder and go, actually 5 of those people are only 1 year into their 3-year contracts, so they're not going anywhere. But we're not privy to that kind of information, which is a bit annoying because you can't do the Tetris, you can't make it up.
I would love to be privy.
I know.
I would love to be privy. No, we don't know that. And that's interesting because with football, for example, you do know.
Yes.
Okay.
So, signings we'd love to see. I've got a couple myself. Have you?
I haven't, so you hit me.
Okay, so there's 3 teams that we know have either got people that have been retired, are leaving the sport, or basically just retiring.
Okay, go.
So Loughborough Lightning have lost Beth Durant.
Oh,
so
yes,
they're
we did
due
know
a
that.
wing defence, aren't they?
Oh, yeah. You're so smart. I forget these things.
I know. Dragons have lost Philippa Yarrington.
Yes.
So they're looking for another shooter.
I know all this. Why am I forgot?
And Manchester Thunder obviously lost McCormick. So they're looking for a defender as well. So my thoughts are, why don't we focus on those 3 teams?
Yes. So you already covered Thunder earlier. You reckon Kerry Finn?
Yes, I do. What do you think?
I think that's smart.
Yeah,
she
makes
knows
sense.
she can play with the team.
Yeah.
She's proved it in the
Grand Final.
The Grand Final.
Of all places.
Yeah,
I agree.
so I think that one is an easy tick. And also, I don't think that'll be a banding issue.
Yeah. So I have said for Loughborough Lightning, with Beth Durant leaving, that maybe they'll try and get Birmingham Panthers' Izzy Kay. So Izzy Kay would be going from Birmingham Panthers, who finished second to bottom of the league, to Loughborough Lightning, who would be third in the league.
And always kind of in the running to
Yeah.
to be at the top.
Do you think it's probably not likely, actually, is it? Now I'm saying it out loud.
I think it could be.
Could be.
Especially because you're looking at potential.
Yeah.
You want a player that's probably going to last.
Yeah.
Like, be with you for a while, be gelled in, and then the next season stay again.
And Birmingham's not too far from Loughborough.
Oh, no, they're both Midlands.
Yeah. So we'll
And
see.
you have to keep that in mind because this is a decision as well for the player.
Yeah. Where to base your life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'll be honest, I don't know what's in Loughborough.
No, me neither. A lot of sport.
Yes. Famously,
Yeah.
if you're doing like word association, someone said Loughborough, I'd be like sport.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, next one, Dragons. I was thinking they've lost Philippa Yarrington, so I was thinking they would need another shooter. So, Sophie Egbaran?
Yeah. It's again, shouldn't she just sign with Mavericks? So it depends
but for
whether
the
they...
2026 season.
Is that it? Okay, right. Yeah. And she's amazing.
Yeah. Or Zoe Matthewman. Do you remember she came on for the Loughborough Lightning game in round 9 for Dragons? And when McCall was out, do you remember she was out for a couple of weeks?
I don't remember. I do remember clubbing out,
Yeah.
but I don't remember that happening.
And she came on for a really short period of time. She got 4 super shots in a row.
Okay.
And then they swapped her in for Rowe again. Yeah, she was brilliant. So I was thinking, will they just sign her because she's obviously got potential?
And also, I think as well, you're doing that thing where you're going down in the banding, so then it opens up something else.
Yes, exactly.
More spending power.
Oh, yeah, good thought.
You got to think about it. It's it's like Monopoly, but with people.
Yeah. And then the last one was Manchester. Oh, no, that was the last one.
That was the last one.
Sorry.
Okay, good
The only
thoughts.
one that I was thinking, by the way, that was imaginary was, can you imagine if Niamh McCall went to Nottingham Forest to play with Rolene?
I think that would put Nottingham Forest in,
Unbelievable place.
the running.
Yeah, really would be. I mean, they're already top 4 this year, but imagine if that goal attack space was like fulfilled by someone with so much experience and so much consistency like her.
Question.
Yes.
Does she count as an international?
Because she's Scottish.
Yeah, but it's England and Wales. There's no teams from Scotland. So does that count as an international player?
I don't think so.
You don't?
No.
I just don't know.
No, I don't think so.
Because if there was a Scottish team in the league, I'd be like, yeah, of course not. Because there's a Scottish team, but there's no...
I don't think so.
Who are the other 2 players in the team that are from
For
abroad?
Dragons?
Yeah.
Jackie Newton.
Jackie Newton is Australian.
Casey Shawane.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Okay, to confirm.
She's not.
Niamh McCall is not an international player. I think that Nottingham Forest are the key. I think the biggest impact will be if Nottingham Forest keep the team the same, because they're at the moment, and it will be a hard cut if they do have to cut someone, but if they had a very consistent goal attack super shot wise, that puts their team in running for 2nd, 3rd, not just 4th.
Yeah. It would be so exciting for them.
Yeah. And so either there needs to be some serious impact in the goal attacks that they have over this pre-season, or I see them swapping out.
We'll see, won't we? Because people love Rhea Dixon, and Anya Williams has had a really good season, so it's really hard to say.
It's going to be horrible either way. This is the thing. We keep thinking about, who gets signed.
Yeah.
But actually, imagine having to cut people.
Yeah, it's just not good.
It's not for me.
It's
I couldn't be a coach. I couldn't be that. I couldn't be an umpire. I couldn't be a coach.
No, me neither. I couldn't even be a player.
No. You know what? I'll sit on your sofa and be a podcast host.
Yeah.
So, are we going to say that this is the end of season 1?
Yeah, guys, it's been a blast. We've had so much fun.
Do you think we'll come back for some Commonwealth? Because obviously we've got the Commonwealth England squad announcement this Thursday.
Yes.
I have actually potentially got a seat live in the house.
Woohoo.
So I will have information.
Yes. We should do bonus episodes then.
Okay.
As and when stuff comes through. So, for example, if we've had a really interesting signing week, we could do an episode.
We could do like transfer special.
Yeah, we could do Commonwealth Games special.
Okay, so this is the end of season 1 as we know it.
Yes.
The structure's changing, but then there will be bonus eps.
Yeah, we'll be around, guys.
And maybe if we just miss each other and want to film it.
Yeah. I feel like it's been longer than 3 seconds.
It has been longer than 3 seconds.
We love you. Bye.